Well, YouTube, I thought I'd do a steam engine update for you. I'm feeling pretty good today. The day has gone great. I'm not going to lie, it was like an awesome day, and it's still not over yet. But I thought I would do an update on the steam engine anyhow. Charger Miles gave me some idea. I thought it was enough to throw together a video, and I haven't made a video for the masses, being one that the general YouTube population is supposed to see in a while. So, here we go. My steam engine, I'm getting ready to start putting her together. Got my head up here finally. Ooh, I left a bolt in, sorry. I was wondering why that one had a hole. So I left my head gasket on. I gotta get that off. I'm gonna reuse it, or try. So as you can see, this was an icky engine. Yeah, much cleaner now. But this thing was nasty, and the head wasn't even that bad compared to that. And I'm going to also definitely take the spark plug out. People are always leaving comments, stupid comments, like, not on my videos, but I've seen them on others. Well, how do we know it's not gas? Because there's a spark plug in it. And, like, if they left the magneto on or something. Well, first off, it's puffing steam, not smoke. It's not going bang. It's not getting as hot. I don't know, some obvious signs, but people ask anyway. So mine will be coming out. One of two things will happen there. I will either put a bolt in and just probably bolt it in and then put some JB Weld there so I can't back it in too far. Because I would hate to back it in too far and have a knocker that knocks a hole in the piston every time it rises up. Actually, I don't know where this one sits. This might actually be over the valves. Anyway, I think it is actually over the valves. Anyway, not important, but what I would prefer to have is to get a pressure gauge. Sorry, my sleeve fell off. Get a pressure gauge, put it in here, so when it's doing its thing and puffing away, I can see the pressure fluctuations. That needle would not really tell me much other than the fact about how much pressure I'm getting when it's running, and it would look cool because the needle would be going back and forth really fast. Gotta clean this guy up, though. Charger Miles, I guess, section of the video. Oh, one thing first. Ordered that bolt, finally. I got it from Mick Carter, I believe. I can, if someone wants to know, just shoot me a comment or PM, and I'll let you know. Great website. Has some really weird stuff. Shipping is from the nearest place to me is Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta. There we go, Georgia. And it's $5 to ship. But no, I don't live in Georgia, so no, you'll never find out on YouTube. It'll be here in 3 days, so I'll get to do my first unboxing video, which will be kind of nice. A lot of people do those. Let's see. If you don't already know, I mounted it finally. That's just a spacer till I get something good and up here. So the bolt's coming in. It's a 5-inch 3/8 by 24 zinc plated bolt. It's steel zinc plated, I should have said. It's gonna, when it bottoms out, it's only really gonna come out about that far because the threads, I believe, go back to about here. About the edge of this is what I think I came up with. Had my flywheel mounted on that, and my bearing mount, which has proceeded to slide down again. Have it mounted upon it like so, holding up the end of the bolt for some extra pressure to take it off the engine, I should say, because the engine is going to want to flip over. What else is happening here? I guess mods from Charger Mile now. Number 1. Whenever you have a steam engine, and I didn't even think about this, this is completely his work. He pointed out to me that, I think he called it dead mass. There's dead mass, and it's all right here. In an internal combustion engine, you need some space. Unless it's like a racing engine that's designed to do this. But you need some space for that air-fuel mixture to ignite, flow into. Because, I mean, it's just you got to have some room. Because that you're having a controlled explosion. And if you have no room, then it's way too high of compression. It just won't work. So, sorry, dropped it. Scared me. So I have this big open area. So what I need to do, best I can, is up probably to about the valves. And I want a little dip. Fill this in with JB Weld or Quick Steel. something along those lines, to make less dead mass. That being, the air has to flow into it, fill this area up, compress it to, let's say 30 psi to get it even started, and then has to start pushing the piston down and keep flowing in before it starts. Whereas if this was filled, it would immediately start pressing this down. If I can get it to... Nope, it's not going to work with me today. Anyway, so I'm going to fill that in. That makes it more efficient, not more powerful, but just it's going to be more of a... more efficient. That's what I should say. It's more efficient. So, next thing, this is a problem I've known about for a while. XOXX something. I'm sorry, I can't remember the amount of X's and O's. But great guy. He's, I guess you would call him my steam engine expert. He has been helping me with the valve seating, but Charger Miles came up with a good solution. Not that XO's wasn't a good one, but his was good for long-term. Charger's is good for low-income, which is me. So I have this set at 25 psi, which I know it doesn't look it from the scale, but that is... Actually, no, it's seeped down on me. That is 20... There we go, right there. Sorry, it slid down a bit. It just loses pressure over time in my air compressor. And at 25 psi, the valve is not DC. As you can see, it's leaking lots of air. Actually, it's leaking air down here a lot. I can feel it flowing, and it's also leaking around here because there's no tape. But I thought I'd show you what happens at just 30 psi. No, 40. That's what I want to do, 40. Then I'll do it wide open up the 50 that's in the tank. 55. Makes a cool noise. Sorry about the shaky videos. Farts. Now we'll go all the way up. That's wide open to the tank. That's about 52 psi now. Let me just set the camera up because this is a little bit harder to push on since it's a little bit more pressure. There we go. I don't know if you know, but I just realized that sounds just like a pulse jet. It's a lot quieter. It sounds like a pulse jet. That's kind of cool. I think I'll call this pulse jet valve now. Anyway, that's just at a mere 50 psi. And you saw that's completely DC. There's no way that will work in an engine. So, what Charger Miles proposed, or what XO proposed, I'll do him first, is he proposed taking a larger spring, and you need light, putting a larger spring out of, let's say this is a 4-horse, let's say a 6 or an 8-horse Briggs. Putting it in there, and that will make it stronger. But what Charger proposed, and I might have to do a combination of both, because I would love to be able to do a, so to speak, rev up to right around 80 psi, just go room, and it just really spin fast for a moment. He said to take out the spring, and up here at the top where it hits the block, put shims, just basically washers. Really, that's what it is, washers that fit around the valve, so that the valve can still move freely. Sorry for my one-handed demonstration here, but it won't go all the way back up, so it's tighter. So that's a good idea. I think I'll use that, but I'm going to get it running on the, 30 psi it would actually do first, or see if I can get it running. That involves me finishing my camshaft, which I have been putting off because I don't like camshaft. It was mean to me. Gotta finish making a lobe for it. And if you're wondering how I made the camshaft, that's all in the Cam Chronicles. But basically, it's just quick steel, and then I had to set my new timing for it. You can see I cut a notch and a blue mark. But yep, that's about it for the steam engine update. Basically, bolt, valve, and dead matter, waste, mass. There we go, dead mass. That's really about it for it. So the only other idea I had is after watching a steam engine video, I think it would be cool to have a really thick plexiglass head. so you can see in there. How cool would that be? Really thick though, so it can hold down 100 psi if it needs to. So there you go, YouTube.